Okay, another repair video here, another Keurig machine. The first time I've played with one of these. It's a Duo, it makes cups and it makes 12 cup carafes. There's your model number. It's a K-Duo Essentials 5000. Customers complaining the carafe side over here is pouring fine and the cup side is very, very slow. I've already tried it and it is quite bad. So this one's a little bit different than the other machines. There's no screws. There's two. You'll see them if you look. If you look up under here, you'll see two tabs. Pop the tabs off. This guy slides right off. And the one-way check valve is right here. I've already taken it off. A couple of tabs. Squeeze on them. Is it squeeze or no? You have to pry them out. There we go. Pry them out. I pulled it out. It was covered in coffee grounds. But if you look down here, that's where the needle is. Let's get a little bit closer. You can see it's just totally plugged up. So we're going to pull that needle out and clean it off, and we'll see what happens. I was having a little bit of trouble with the needle, but I finally figured it out. We're going to do it in a minute. The needle's being held in by these three. Got to light my hand here, so just bear with me. Right where I'm touching here, there's three little plastic clips right there, one there, and one right there. And I'm going to squeeze those with a pair of needle nose pliers. And the needle, I think, is going to pop out through the bottom. Took me a little while to figure this out, but when you go to undo these tabs, I can reach in here, you got to squeeze them. Where are we here? Right there. You got to squeeze them and then push down as hard as you can, and there, I think both of them just popped. So we'll see if we can get the needle out now. So those three tabs are finally released. This thing's kind of in the way. You got to monkey around with it a bit to try and get it out of the way. So just stand by. Let's see if we can get this needle out. I think we're going to have trouble here. It should push through. Here she comes. Here she comes. Here she comes. There she goes. She's out. But now you have to get it out from under this flap here. So stand by. Alright, with a little bit of careful finessing here, I was able to twist and turn this and slide it out. But she is absolutely plugged solid. So we're going to give that a wash and see what happens. There's many Keurig videos out there. You'll hear people say, use a paper clip. Use a paper clip. Well, that's great. So you're going to push all that coffee up in there, and it might run for 2, 3, 4 cups, and it's just going to plug up again. So you've got to remove this and clean it out. So a little running water and soap. And there you go. Needle's completely clean. And we're going to put her back together and see what happens. Okay, just before I put it back together, I'm going to pop this one-way check valve off. It's quite a different design from previous models, but there's coffee grounds up in there, so we're going to pull this off the hose, clean it, reinstall it, and put it all back together. The one-way check valve had quite a bit of coffee in it. I give it a good rinse with soap and water, and it's working good again. Blow on this nipple where I'm touching. That's where your hose attaches. Your water passes through that to the needle. So blow on it. The check valve should open. There should be a good free flow of air. Then suck back on it. The valve should close and there shouldn't be any air passing through it. If you have air going both ways, you should try and find a replacement part. Now we're going to put everything back together and see how it works. So after you get the hose back on, when you push the one-way check valve in, make sure your tabs here and here are snapped closed. This has to be tight. And then the hose, I think the hose, whoops, sorry guys. All right. Come on, focus. There we go. That's it. I think the hose was right in here. Does it open up properly? Yes, I think that's where the hose was. No, it looks like the hose was in here. Anyway, let me work on it and I'll let you know. In addition to video, I take pictures. I look back at my pictures and determined it goes through this part here and then under this bar. And now she should open and close properly. We'll stick the lid back on here and we'll give it a try. I also forgot to mention, when you take this cap off the top, some of the older models use screws. This has tabs. There's one here and one here. You just gently push the tab back with a screwdriver. I mean, be careful, you don't want to break it. And this just pops right off. It's awesome. No screws to lose.